what's going on, guys? We are here in Melbourne, Australia. It's the first international leg of our touring in support of Addicts to Eden, our new record. We're at a veggie, all-organic cafe in Melbourne with all the other bands on Soundwave continuing to walk back and forth. It's a pretty surreal and amazing time in our lives. We're very lucky. But at lunch here, we wanted to take a second and talk to you guys about our new record, Addicts to Eden, and how very proud of it we are, and tell you a little bit about each of the songs, starting with the first one, which is Never Take Us Alive, which is also coincidentally the first single. It's basically just a general fight song, you know. It's a kind of like people will hammer you down at in all expenses. Don't really know why yet, but you can always overcome it, and they're always going to be there, so you have to kind of know that and overcome it. I feel like that's kind of what our band has been doing thus far, and a lot of kids that support our band, I feel like that's what they do on a daily basis, and that's kind of why we connect. So we wanted to put that out first. But today, I believe at this veggie here lunch, we're talking about our record and some of the tracks on it. The second track on our record is a song called Let's Get Out of Here, and basically on Addicts to Eden, it was part of the story. It's kind of complicated, but in part of the story for the second installment called Scorched Earth, we have created this kind of paradise in our minds. And Let's Get Out of Here, song 2, is about that paradise and escaping to that paradise and what the kind of Eden will be once you get there. It's more of a psychological Eden than a literal one, but metaphorically speaking, the place is described, that paradise is described in Let's Get Out of Here. That's track 2. See you in a minute for track 3.
The third song on the record is called Legends. Legends is probably the furthest departure musically from them through us to you, and it started when Mateo was just tooling around in the back of the bus. We were on tour in Europe actually, and I think he was trying to write a beat for like some pop artist or something, and this thing busted out, and when we heard it, we thought we could definitely put Medina Lake's signature to this, and this is something that we're all very interested in. So we immediately brought it into our circle of songs to work on and started evolving it, and it's dancey and it's dirty and it's got this crazy dark vibe to it, and a good vibe too, an enthusiastic vibe, and we're terribly excited about it, so we decided to put it early on in the record. This sort of shows, you know, one of the extremes of, you know, the sounds of the record.
Hello again. Fourth song on our record, excuse me while I wipe the curry from my face, is a song called Criminals. It's a song that actually almost didn't make it onto the record because our producer didn't think it was a fit, but we insisted because it's one of my favorite songs personally, and I think the band agrees. I'm not going to really get into its lyrical content just yet, but I will say in a general sense it's a song about revenge against all the kind of negative entities that try and pull you down or hammer you down, or just negative energies in general, and taking them and bitch smacking them around a little bit and showing them how insignificant they really are. It's one of my favorite songs. It's probably another extreme. You have Legends on one end of the extreme and Criminals on the other end of the extreme of Addicts to Eden, and it's one of my favorites. I hope you guys dig it too.
Song 5 on Addicts to Eden is called Through the Pain. It's kind of an emo title, but we couldn't resist it because that is the lyric in the chorus. Sorry. Anyways, it's a very, very, very intensely deep and personal song, lyric-wise, and we just wanted to make sure that the music was as dramatic and as dark and as intense as a lyrical sentiment, and I think we accomplished that on this song. Definitely going to be a single at some point, you know, powers that be, they like it. They do. I'm not going to lie.
You ain't got to lie.
You ain't got to lie. But anyways, so Through the Pain. It's kind of like a power ballad, if you will. Yeah. I know Def Leppard will, so you should too.
Excuse me. So for the sixth song, is that where we're at right now on the record? And to conclude this little preview of our track listening of Addicts to Eden, there's a song called Never Walk Alone. It started
with us actually just in the rehearsal spot, kind of messing around. I was behind the drum kit, Mateo was behind Pro Tools, and I was just kind of playing whatever, just kind of messing around and soloing in some weird way. And he captured a small amount of it, and he actually isolated it, thought it sounded kind of cool, and that's what you hear in the beginning of the song. And that in turn inspired everybody else to write some things around it. So it's a short song, and it's a kind of weird song. It reminds personally me of almost like the Adalia of this record, as in it's short, it's fast, it has a lot of different parts. Rhythmically, it's pretty strange, but obviously it's one of my favorites because I get a little solo in the beginning. I'm sure most of you have probably heard it already. It's been out for a little while, and if you've been to a show, we've opened most of the shows with it. So it's a cool little, to us at least, exciting little way to kind of kick things off so far. So I think that's it for right now. We'll be back later with the second half of the record to tell you about it, and that's it. We're gonna go back to eating, I think.
All right. Yeah.